And Dahle had a bill we looked at, I think it was last year, on why the cost is so high and what do you do about it. So you have Prop 218, which you can't raise the rate until you get a okay by the people, and the people say no to it. So you're stuck in a box where you can't raise the rate. At the same time, the legislature continues, along with the water board and social justice people and everybody, passing laws on quality, water quality, and all the things that these special districts have to do, and they have no means to be able to get the technical help, and we're not giving them many grants from the state, but at the end of the day, the water rate goes up. And the water rates are high, and there's no doubt about it. But as we've seen in the energy side of it, if somebody is going to get a compensation, if we're going to pay their water rate, somebody else has to pay. There's no, you either give it to, in this building, the wealthy need to pay, or people that have a higher income need to pay. And so we're basically just diverting the cost. And so for me, I know what the problem is. The problem is we continue to regulate these water agencies to do all these things, and they have no means to do it, and somebody has to pay. At the same time, the ratepayers have to pay, and that's what's driving up the rate. And in some of these communities where I know the senators focused on, Porterville and Central Valley, I mean, where they have no means to get the ability to fix the system, number one. Number two, there's not a system next door that they can, graft into, and they're stuck. And so adding cost shifting is not going to be the answer. Somebody else paying the bill is still somebody else paying the bill. And we saw that in the energy side. Actually, the poor people are paying for the rich people on the energy side. So I want to say this is not going to solve the problem. We need to really figure out what we're doing here as far as regulatory side, and allow them to, give water services without. I'll just give you an example of, they have to buy. These water companies have to buy. My father-in-law runs one. That's how I know so much about it. And he's frustrated. He can't get grants. He has to supply clean water. At the same time, he had to buy some equipment. The equipment he had to buy has to be environmental friendly for California, and the cost is hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they had one that wasn't environmental friendly, was doing the job. So the money was spent for the vehicle that they needed, and it wasn't to drop the rate. And so they have to pay the rate. So you got to stop forcing them to buy new equipment, environmental friendly equipment, so that they can actually provide water, which is their job. So I'm going to lay off the bill. I can't support it. It's just going to do nothing but tell us what we already know. People can't afford it. But the reason what we need to be studying is why. Not trying to figure out a way to tax somebody else or make them pay for it and give them a break. Figure out why. The reason is we have a lot of laws that are passed, and it drives the cost up. It's the same thing that's happening to business in California as well.